The Shannon Sharpe drama just took an unexpected turn. Gabriella Zoniga, the woman who sued
It's actually pronounced Zuniga, but whatever.
Shannon for various sex crimes, took to social media today and said this: from now on, when you talk to me,
Oh man. This is like really funny to me. How this Gabriella chick has went up another level because of that settlement though, but I don't know, I just had to laugh.
or about me, refer to me as Gabriella Zoniga, ma'am,
So
the
nigga.
Don, or boss. That announcement was made in a now deleted Instagram post, but not before the internet screen snagged it, analyzed it, and torched it in equal parts. See, fam, this is why I say do not settle. If you believe that you are innocent, do not settle.
Look, we we have never been in these types of situations though, but I don't think Shannon Sharpe, so we didn't have a follow-up on this. I don't think Shannon Sharpe had a choice. I just it's either you roll the dice and have everything, come out in the discovery, or you make this go away. And it's not like he had to admit that there were any wrongdoing. It was just the lawyer, Gabrielle Suaniga, she said the lawyer said, hey, we are not both parties are happy with this. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but both parties are happy with the resolution.
I suspect that he did this because he thought he maybe could have saved his job at ESPN. Because you know how Disney slash ESPN is when it
Yeah.
comes to PR hits. And they got rid of him anyway. But truthfully, TR, I'm going to really be on this. He should have fought. I suspect that Sharp has access to more legal assistance and financial assistance than this chick does. And I think just on that alone, he probably could have kept fighting until she got tired and just wanted to just be done with it. Because it was ultimately it was a civil suit. I don't even think she went after criminal charges. So she was trying to get the bag in the first place. But the audacity of her to say, call me boss, knowing that what kind of era are we living in where all these women, I don't even know what she does for a living. I'm assuming she's an influencer, right?
Well,
But
she's MC. Let's be fair to Gabriella. She's retired from OnlyFans, and she says she's turning her life over to the Word, the good book. So let's be fair about what she. I don't think she does anything now other than
oh God, here we go
post
with
this stuff.
The Christian punching bag argument. Let me go ahead and just lean into Christianity when it's convenient for me. You know what? Don't get me started on that
Oh
soapbox.
man,
I'm not calling somebody a boss who got their riches off the work that they didn't do themselves. You laid on your back a couple times and you hustled Shannon Sharp. That's ultimately how you got your money. Nobody respects that.
I mean,
Well,
is it
the
hustling
three hundred
though?
four is the 304 is always a hustle. You know good where
Look,
she was there
MC.
for
If
the
we
vanity of it.
when it all came out, when we had the conversation about, or they had the conversation about, I mean, he had to pay 50K per cheek. If that's all you had to pay, then I don't know why he just didn't pay it, because now he ended up alleged to pay 23 million, which I don't think she really got 23 million. I'll explain that in a moment. But it sounds like it was a cheaper amount had he just went along with it versus saying like, you know what, I don't want to deal with you at all and just cut her off completely.
Yeah. Fellas, another thing you need to be mindful of is that there's a group of women who get off on putting men through trauma and stress. Like that's literally orgasmic for them, and you got to avoid women like that. She did
Cardi
this as
B.
a taunt and a troll. She knows that she got over on him. She knows that she didn't earn any of that money, the cheap money or the settlement money,
Yeah.
and she's still taunting him after the situation was supposed to be over. If she truly was in this for justice, she would have moved on. Okay, I got my justice. I got what I came for. Let me go move on and do some other stuff. But no, she spent the block. She circled back to trolling. So she's putting herself out there, and we know what type of chick she is based on a couple of the posts that she's made. But you know what? Women like this always get with simps because simps are kind of driving the economy right now. There's too many men out here running around who do not demand respect from the women they
Well,
deal with.
she got Shannon Sharpe money now, so all she needs is a simp to kind of do silly stuff. Which I'm waiting to see the next guy, the next dude line up though, because people say you can't make hoes in a housewife. A lot of these P stars, they married.
$100 says she's with another athlete within another month or two, just like Brittany Renner.
Yeah, probably shouldn't settle anyway, under any circumstances. Now, here's the deal, fam. I don't believe that a woman who is traumatized, who has been essayed
Uh-oh.
To the extent that she said she was, who had been violated, would be on social media stunting with the money that she won from a legal suit.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear this shit because Cassie was doing the same exact goddamn thing. Cassie got her money and was talking about this is for all the victims out there, and she was a champion for women that had been forcibly raped. Come to find out, that wasn't the case, and the money that she got, the settlement money, to pretty much all $30 million, she hasn't given that money to any victims' funds. She might not be doing the same thing Gabriella's doing, but she's still posting like, she won some moral victory, and it had nothing to do with it. They, the whole case was a goddamn farce. But what I'm saying is, Cassie was doing the same exact goddamn thing, and Willie D was out here putting his cape for Cassie.
This is why TR is really difficult for me to understand women when it comes to subjects like this, because you want to go after them in civil court, fine, get your bag. If you truly went through something, fine, get your financial compensation. But shouldn't the bigger priority be the criminal part of it? Shouldn't
You
the
would think.
bigger priority be get this dude off the street so he doesn't do this again to the next person? That's
Allegedly.
why it's so allegedly. That's why it's so hard for me to take some of this stuff seriously, because I'm the type of person where I'm going to come at you for the criminal stuff first, because I don't want the next person to suffer. So
Yeah.
this all comes off as money grabs to me.
So the other issue that I have a problem with that is that a lot of men know that there's a problem here, that there's a concern here, and it doesn't stop at Gabrielle. Like I said, Cassidy, maybe going to the Duke lacrosse. Like I honestly had, she kept her, or had the stripper. If she didn't keep her, she couldn't keep her story straight, is what I believe what happened. But had she been able to keep her story straight, them boys are going to jail or going to prison. So there's a lot of women that they get a lot of men around them. They're like, hey, we believe you. Just, you're brave, you're strong. Just tell your story, tell your truth. Like, I understand women are always, stay on code, but too many men got to get on here and act like, hey, this is, it's easy to vilify Gabriella, but there's a bunch of Gabriellas out there. And I think it's just convenient to vilify Gabriella. I mean, Gabriella did, she did screw over Shannon Sharpe though. And then also Shannon Sharpe put himself in that situation too. So I don't want to, I don't want to say like he was a complete victim, but yeah, he definitely fumbled a bag, and, he's definitely going to be on the fumble bag of the year, or maybe even bait or simp of the year though. But yeah, I think Willie's playing both sides here just because it's easy to go after Gabriella.
I don't know, man. I'm with Willie on this. I think Willie is pretty clear and one-sided on this one. I think we're seeing this one a little bit differently.
Yeah, no,
But
I'm saying,
another
yeah,
example of
Gabriella
this,
is bad.
TR, another example of this was the chick in Colorado when the whole Kobe thing jumped
Oh
off.
yeah, yeah,
In the words of D.L. Hughley, they found more nuts in her than the Snickers bar. So
yeah.
she was clearly active that night before she tried to get at Kobe. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I can bring up the punter for was it the Bills or the Patriots, where he got kicked off the team because he alleged to have raped somebody at a party. Actually, that happened to a basketball player. Damn, I can't forget that basketball player, dude. Well, anyways, that just recently happened where he was at a party with his teammate, and well, he's in prison.
Yeah.
I forget that guy's name though, but again, and everyone believed her, and they're all at a party and they're all having, all fucking each other, and he's the one that gets popped because he's the basketball player.
That's why I say we got to get rid of ideologies like believe all women. You shouldn't believe all of anybody in any category because every category has good people and every category has trash people.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
From an accuser. I don't believe that a woman of integrity would do something like that. That's why I always said this chick was scandalous. I always said that she was, after Shannon, and it was a money grab from day one. If you just listen to the lawsuit, if you read the lawsuit, if you listen to her talk, I mean, if you read the text messages, you already know, especially if you've been in the streets, then you know what type of chick that chick is.
Yeah, we all know.
You know. If you got any type of common sense, then you know. You wouldn't have felt no empathy for her whatsoever. But she got the benefit of doubt being that she is a female, and on top of that, a white female accusing a black celebrity who got paper of violating her. Ever since she sued Shannon, she just been on a spending spree, just blowing through those millions. I bet you $1 to a donut she spent at least $1 million already. And what was the settlement about a month or so ago? I bet you $1 to a donut she's already spent north of $1 million.
All right, I'm gonna stop it there. But Willie D, he's probably right about her spending $1 million. But again, I don't think she got 20. I don't think she got $20 million though. So I was looking at Shannon's net worth and his contracts and everything. And Shannon is bringing in, let's see, and I know the celebrities' net worth isn't always like 100% accurate, but I think one of the better, I believe, a reputable website is Celebrity Net Worth. And so let's say they said Shannon's at $30 million. Okay. And I know he has the podcast and endorsements, but his podcast maybe is bringing a couple million a year, but he's pretty much got to work almost every night for that. So, to get to that 30 million, and if we believe that she got a 23 million, that would be a really bad deal for Shannon, because if he signed off on 23 million and he's going to lose the majority of his net worth, that'd be really bad. That would go in the history of the simp of the century. So that's why I don't believe she got $23 million. Maybe she got a couple $1 million, and we'll find out really soon how long or how much money she really got, though, because if she starts losing money and she goes back to OF, then she blew through all the money and it was a short amount. Again, it's probably like a couple million, maybe $5 million. And, half went to the lawyer and then the other half she gets to keep.
Yeah, and then we got to remember he fumbled a $100 million contract that was in the works as of April, and then they backed out of it when all this stuff started to come to light. So there definitely was a big fumble for sure. But again, I remind people there's a reason why when Kevin Samuels used to talk about high value men, he specifically said, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but there's a reason why Kevin Samuels didn't include athletes in the high value men conversation, especially when you consider how many of them manage their finances post retirement and the choices in women that they tend to make once they're in the spotlight. Stuff like this has to be considered. Everybody ain't built for the life that you're trying to build, but sometimes we move on looks alone. We don't do any deeper dives. He clearly has a type because he's had exchanges with people that he's dealt with in the past before, and they all seem to look the same. So he clearly has a type. But I don't understand how you would let somebody infiltrate your empire like this and just destroy it. This is crazy.
Yeah, I think what people need to start praising. I shouldn't say praising, because I know y'all gonna feel some type of way, but the men that are out here that are in their 50s and 60s, the Leonardo DiCaprios, the Jamie Foxxes, generally they haven't had any problems with women, and they tend to date women. I don't want to say they're in the Gabriella's age range, but I mean they're near there. So, and they get all the smoke for dating these types of women, as well as they're being called creepy. Like this is, I think that's just people coping. I think that's a lot of men wishing they could be in that situation. And you know, I mean, a lot of men will probably still take Gabriella. Like a lot of men are cap about this whole thing with Gabriella though, but they're still taking her for a spin.
Yeah. It'd be curious to check back in on her in about 2 to 3 years and see where she is, because I'm not expecting to see any businesses or any investments take off. I'm just expecting to see a lot of vacation pictures, then back to the streets she returns. So we'll see.
Yep. All right. We are gonna now get to the main